What up, guys? Sean Blue here. Shout out to all my Blue Jays out there. I am here to talk to you guys about vampires. There's so many great, vampire movies, just like there's so many great werewolf movies. I'm a big fan of werewolves, I'm a big fan of vampires. Um, there's this one movie that I recently saw for the first time. It was an old movie, it was a movie that I wanted to see for the longest time. It was called Near Dark. Bill Paxton is in it. He played like this like really cool tough vampire in it. There was this cool bar scene where he was like killing guys. He was jumping on the counter. He was like cutting guys with his cowboy boots, like the espressos or whatever those things are called. He was cutting some guys like throat with it. Um, a Fright Night from 1985. Love Fright Nights with the vampire and the ghoul that was protecting him and Marty. Or I forgot the boy's name that had to take him down. That was so good. Interview with a Vampire, great movie with Tom Cruise and Kevin Bacon. I mean, not Kevin Bacon. Brad Pitt. Um, just the history of vampires is just so fascinating. I always enjoyed Dracula, classic, of course. That vampires have been around forever. They were part of Roman culture. They are part of Greek culture, Persian culture. Vampires just have always just been around, and they always just been fascinating and similar, and how like they roam at nighttime, they drink blood. Sometimes you gotta stab them in the heart with a wooden cross. Sometimes sunlight can kill them. Sometimes not always. Because apparently Dracula, he doesn't get killed in the sunlight because sometimes he has to walk around in the sun daytime. But he's like very weak instead of being the opposite at nighttime. He's like very strong. During the daytime, he's kind of like a crippled guy walking around, and he needs like a cane, so he's like very weak. But he's not like burning to death like you see in so many vampire movies with vampires dying that way. In fact, that's like the biggest thing that kills vampires. It's not even like stabbing them with in the heart with a wooden cross. I mean, a wooden stake. It's like just them getting killed by the sunlight. Lost Boys, another great one with the two Corys, Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. Um, you know, just a big fan of vampires. Got this vampire magazine. Um, so like yeah, it's really fascinating that vampires have always been a part of human culture. That in human legends and all over the world. So it makes you wonder, like, why is that? Why is everyone talking about vampires, and why does everybody have similar stories about vampires? And where's the truth to that? It's just really bizarre in how like religious symbols can stop them, like not only like a cross, but like the Star of David, like anything that can like any religious symbol can stop them as long as you really are a true believer and you can stop them with that. Um, True Believer sounds like Spider Man, but um, yeah, it's because vampire history is just so fascinating, and yes, killing them with wooden stakes, blinding them with your cross, sunlight hurting them or killing them, um, holy water nailing them, burning them like right through their skin like strong acid would to us. Vampires are just so fascinating, and that's about all I have to say about that because I'm very fascinated with the vampire whole scene. I used to have a vampire cape. I don't think I ever dressed up like a true vampire one time. I just had the vampire cape and I had a demon kind of like face paint on for Halloween one time, and I had the vampire cape, but I was dressed like the Phantom of the Opera. I had this Phantom mask on, so yeah, cause cool stuff like that.